Just like an actor in a play, a sprite can also have different costumes. Use the costume editor to change the way a sprite looks and even to create your own sprites. Open the costume editor by clicking on the Costumes tab. Make a copy of an existing costume in the costume pane by right-clicking on the first top thumbnail of the costumes and choosing Duplicate. Switch between costumes by clicking on the costume thumbnails in this pane. Explore these icons above the drawing pane. The copy and paste commands allow you to make a copy of the costume or part of the costume. Use the delete command to delete a selection of your costume. Use the group command to group all the parts of the sprite. When you open a sprite costume the first time, it is not grouped and parts of the costume can be moved individually. Once a sprite costume is grouped, you can move it as a single object. The flip commands will flip the sprite. It can be flipped vertically or horizontally. The delete command will delete the entire costume if you have nothing selected. Let us have a look at changing a costume using the drawing tools. First, add a new costume. The drawing tools appear on the left of the drawing pane. The tool highlighted in blue is the one that will be used automatically, unless another one is selected. Tip: always first click on the tool that you want to use. Use the Select tool to choose the part of the sprite to change. Drag it away, fill it with a different color, or even delete it. If you find that you have made a mistake, click on the Undo command or press Ctrl-Z to undo your previous action, as in Word. Use the Brush tool to draw lines of different thicknesses and in different colors. Choose the thickness and the color of the lines from the icons above. The brush can draw curvy lines. Use the Zoom tool to zoom in to see more detail. The Fill tool, which looks like a paint can, colors in a whole area at once. Use the Fill tool to color the part of the sprite you click on with the selected color. Notice that the changes made to a sprite in the costume editor are carried across to the sprite on the stage. The Line tool can draw only straight lines. Choose the color of the line in the outline box and the thickness of the line in the Edit box. You can draw a line anywhere in the drawing pane. Use the Rectangle and Circle tools to add rectangles and circles to a sprite. The fill and outline options allow you to change the fill and border colors of the rectangle or circle. Any shapes added to the drawing pane will form part of the sprite costume. Use the eraser tool to remove any section of the sprite. The eraser will only work on the part you have selected. If you don't have anything selected, it will erase all the parts of the costume it touches. Use the thickness option to make the eraser thinner or fatter. This allows you to remove parts of the picture accurately. Use the text tool to add text to the sprite. Click in the drawing pane. A thin text box will appear, surrounded by a dotted line. Any text typed into this text box forms part of the sprite costume. The Reshape tool places small circles on the outlines of the sprite or part of the sprite. Click on any of these circles and drag it in any direction you want to change the shape of the sprite. You can experiment with the various drawing tools to change sprite costumes or to create sprites of your own.